Question 1. The Driver Certificate of Professional Competence, driver CPC, requires you to take training every 5 years. How many hours of training must you take? B. 35 hours. To keep your driver CPC, you need to take 35 hours of training every 5 years. This can be split into sessions of at least 7 hours each, so you can take one training day a year over the 5 years if that suits you. The penalties for non-compliance are the same as those for driving without a license. If you want to pass dvsa theory test in the first time, you can download our EOS app. App contains 2500 dvsa test questions, 250 hazard perception videos, 630 traffic road signs and 300 highway code rules. Even 98.50% people pass their test first time after using our app. You can find link in the description. Download app for free from App Store, which contains latest 2024 material licensed by dvsa authority. Get 3 days free trial for a limited time. Let's get back to the video. Question 2. You'll need to take 35 hours of training to maintain your driver certificate of professional competence, driver CPC. Over what period must this be carried out? A. 5 years. You must take 35 hours of training every 5 years to maintain your driver CPC. This can be done at any time during the 5 years, all at once or split into sessions of at least 7 hours each. The penalties for non-compliance are the same as those for driving without a license. Question 3. Every 5 years, you must complete further training to keep your driver certificate of professional competence, driver CPC. How many hours of training must you complete over those 5 years? C. 35 hours. Drivers are required to take 35 hours of training every 5 years to maintain the driver CPC. This can be split into shorter sessions of at least 7 hours each. These can be spread over the 5 years, so effectively 1 day's training is taken each year. The penalties for non-compliance are the same as those for driving without a license. Question 4. Under EU driver's hours regulations, a 45-minute break must be taken after 4.5 hours of driving. What shorter breaks can this be split into? B. 1 of 15 minutes plus 1 of 30. Under EU regulations, you must take a break of at least 45 minutes after 4.5 hours of driving. You may choose to take this break during the driving period. In this case, it can be split into 2 breaks of at least 15 and 30 minutes, taken in that order. Question 5. You're about to drive a vehicle fitted with air-assisted hydraulic brakes. Why might the brake pedal feel hard when you press it? D. The vacuum pump isn't working. If the brake pedal is hard to press, this could mean a loss of vacuum or a fault in the vacuum pump. You shouldn't drive the vehicle until the fault has been repaired. Question 6. Which colored band on the rev counter makes the best use of engine braking? B. Blue. There are usually 4 colored bands on the rev counter: green, amber, blue and red. The blue band will allow you to make the best use of engine braking. Try to keep in this band when going down a steep hill. Question 7. You're applying for an LGV or PCV license for the first time. What will your medical examination include? D. An eyesight test. If you apply for a PCV or LGV license, you must demonstrate that your eyesight is good enough to drive safely. DVLA or DVA in Northern Ireland can give you specific information about this. It's your responsibility to tell DVLA or DVA if your eyesight changes or you can't meet the requirements. Question 8. Poor eating habits can increase your risk of long-term health problems. What may result from a poor diet? C. Heart disease. A poor diet can increase your risk of ill health. It may cause obesity, diabetes or heart disease, which can increase your risk of sudden incapacity at the wheel. There's a greater risk of developing a serious illness and ultimately an early death. Smoking and a lack of exercise will increase the risks. Question 9. You arrive at the scene of an incident. How should you deal with someone who is hysterical? D. Talk to them quietly and firmly. A person who's hysterical may do things that you wouldn't expect. Try to keep the distressed person calm and safe until the emergency services arrive. Question 10. Which digital tachograph card is only available to enforcement authorities? C. Control card. Various types of smart card are used in digital tachograph systems: driver card, used by driver's company card, used by operator's workshop card, available only to approved calibration centers; control card, available only to Driver and Vehicle Standards Agency (DVSA) officials and the police, for carrying out enforcement. Question 11. You're at the scene of a traffic incident. What are the symptoms of someone suffering from shock? C. Rapid pulse and sweating. Prompt treatment can help to deal with shock. Warning signs to look for include rapid pulse, sweating, pale gray skin, and rapid shallow breathing. While waiting for help to arrive, keep the casualty warm and comfortable, and speak reassuringly to them. Question 12. When must an analog tachograph be recalibrated? C. Every 6 years. When an analog tachograph is installed and calibrated, an installation plaque is fixed near the tachograph. This shows the date of the most recent tachograph calibration. Under EU rules, this must take place every 6 years. Question 13. You're at the scene of a collision. People are injured. What should be done when the risk of further collisions has been dealt with? C. Make sure the emergency services have been called. Make sure you or someone else has called the emergency services. Check the casualties and, if you feel able to give first aid, do so. Alternatively, ask any bystanders if they can help. Question 14. After driving continuously for the maximum period under EU rules, a bus driver must take a break. What's the minimum duration of this break? C. 45 minutes. After driving for a period of no more than 4.5 hours, you must take a break of at least 45 minutes, which mustn't be interrupted. If you're carrying passengers, they'll probably also be grateful for a break. Taking breaks at the correct time will keep you and your passengers safe and comfortable. Question 15. When would passengers be most likely to notice weight transfer? A. When the vehicle is cornering. A smooth ride at all times isn't always easy to achieve. However, scanning ahead for hazards will help you avoid late braking and cornering too fast. Question 16. You're driving a bus displaying this sign. When can you use its hazard warning lights? B. When children are getting on or off the vehicle. You may be driving in the rush hour, when traffic is heavy, so when you stop you're permitted to show your hazard warning lights. This will tell other road users that children are getting on and off the bus. Look out for passing traffic and make sure that all your passengers get on and off safely. Question 17. Some coaches have a mirror on their near side, angled down to show the front near side wheel. When should this extra mirror be used? D. When you're pulling in to park at the curb. This mirror offers the most benefit when you're maneuvering in confined spaces. It shows you where your near side front wheel is in relation to the curb or a bay marking line. Question 18. Why should you check your tires more frequently on a coach with 3 axles? B. Punctures can be more difficult to detect. Tire checks should be made as a matter of routine. Inspect both the inside and outside walls, as well as the treads, for signs of wear, damage, bulges, separation and exposed cords. Question 19. What category of license is required to drive an articulated bus? A. D. A full Category D license entitles you to drive all buses and coaches, including the articulated type. A full Category D license on its own doesn't cover you to drive buses or coaches drawing detachable trailers of more than 750 kilograms. For this you need a D+E license. Question 20. Some buses have different sized wheels on the front and rear. What do you need to be aware of when driving at high speeds on long journeys? D. The tires on the smaller wheels are more likely to overheat. Because small wheels need to rotate faster, their tires are more likely to overheat on long journeys at speed. Make sure you check them when you take rest stops. Question 21. It's raining heavily. What effect could this have when you overtake a cyclist? D. Spray could affect their control. When passing other road users, especially motorcyclists and cyclists in wet weather, the spray from your vehicle could affect their control. Leave plenty of room as you pass, and look in your left-hand mirror to check that they're still in control. Question 22. Your bus has a speed limiter fitted. What other related item must it have? B. A plate in the cab showing the limited speed. A bus equipped with a speed limiter must also be fitted with a plate showing the speed setting. This must be fitted in an obvious position where it can be clearly seen. Question 23. What's an advantage of progressive braking? B. Improved passenger safety and comfort. The way you drive matters. The safety and comfort of your passengers is your priority. If you have the correct attitude when you're driving, your passengers will be assured of a comfortable and pleasant journey. Good forward planning and anticipation will help you avoid having to turn or brake suddenly. Question 24. You're driving a bus at night on a road without street lighting. Why could it be dangerous to overtake? C. There may be unseen dips or bends in the road. On unlit roads, it's more difficult to see bends, junctions or dips ahead. This could prevent you from seeing oncoming traffic, pedestrians or cyclists. Unless the road is well lit or you're on a dual carriageway, ask yourself whether overtaking is absolutely necessary. Question 25. The bus you're driving is fitted with automatic transmission. When would you use kick down? C. When needing brisk acceleration. The kick-down facility on automatic transmission allows a lower gear to be engaged to allow faster acceleration, for example, when overtaking. This is achieved by firmly pressing the accelerator to the floor. Question 26. Your bus is fitted with lifts or ramps for less mobile passengers. Who should operate this equipment? C. Fully trained people. Make sure that you are fully trained in the safe use of lifts, ramps and securing devices. If you drive a vehicle fitted with this equipment, never let untrained people operate it. Question 27. What does a kneeling bus improve? A. Access for the disabled. Kneeling buses are equipped with air or hydraulic systems that allow the vehicle body to be lowered. This improves access for disabled and elderly passengers. Remember to return the mechanism to its traveling position before moving off. Question 28. You're driving a 6-wheeled double-deck bus. What do you need to know about punctures on the rear tires? B. They're more difficult to detect. The handling of a 6-wheeled bus or coach is not much different from that of a 2-axle vehicle, except that punctures can be more difficult to detect. Question 29. You're driving on a dual carriageway. When would you use the near side mirror? A. After overtaking, to see whether it's safe to return to the left. Use your near side mirror when you've overtaken another vehicle. This is particularly important on dual carriageways or motorways, where it can take some distance to overtake safely. Look carefully to make sure you're far enough ahead and can safely return to the left lane. Question 30. Which authority has the power to impose conditions on a passenger carrying vehicle (PCV) operator's license? D. The Traffic Commissioner. Traffic commissioners are responsible for administering the regulations governing a PCV operator's license. They can take disciplinary action against an operator who falls foul of the legal requirements. Question 31. What does this sign mean? B. The distance to a tunnel. As well as a height restriction, the tunnel may have a restriction on the available width of headroom for high vehicles. The advance warning gives you the opportunity to find another route if your vehicle is too high or wide to drive through the tunnel. Question 32. Who must you tell when your vehicle collides with a bridge? C. The police. Hitting a bridge with your vehicle can have serious consequences for road and rail traffic. You must tell the police about the incident immediately. If the bridge is a railway bridge, call the railway authority as well as the police to report the incident. Question 33. What do bells hanging across the road warn drivers of? A. Overhead electric cables ahead. If your vehicle touches bells suspended over the road, they'll obviously ring. This will warn you that your vehicle exceeds the safe traveling height beneath electrified overhead cables ahead. You must stop immediately and either find another route or take advice. Question 34. What does this motorway sign mean? B. Lane ahead closed. Warning lights show when there's danger ahead. This includes lane closures incidents, fog, icy roads. Question 35. You're driving on a motorway and you see this sign. What does it mean? C. End of restriction. Look out for variable message warning signs telling you about lane closures, speed limits, hazards. When you're clear of the restriction, you'll see a sign telling you that it has ended. If you want to pass dvsa theory test in first time, you can download our EOS app. App contains 2500 dvsa test questions, 250 hazard perception videos, 630 traffic road signs and 300 highway code rules. Even 98.50% people pass their test first time after using our app. You can find link in the description. Download app for free from App Store, which contains latest 2024 material licensed by dvsa authority. Get 3 days free trial for a limited time.